re-enabled the bridge controls.
Marvelous. I'm rebooting the network now.
Hello, I'm Captain Vile. Welcome to How Riddler is Riddler.
Oh dear. Is that who I think it is?
Since comic book characters can be written by many different people and appear in many different pieces of media, there isn't a definitive version of a character, just an unwritten list for how they should look, act, and be written. Except, I wrote that unwritten list, and am now reviewing different Riddlers to see how Riddler they are. Here's a list of rules. I don't have time to go through all of them with you, so you'll have to pause to read them yourself. Today is a day a lot of you have waited for. Today, we're looking at Riddler from Arkham Knight. While this won't be our last visit in the Arkham games, it is a notable one, as it's the last of the main Arkham series. Once again, voiced by Wally Baker.
Do you have a photographic memory, Detective? Because I do. I can summon your sneering features at will. That is when they don't burst unbidden into my brain. I have perfect recall, too. I can remember every time you've hurt me. Sometimes I wake up, Dark Knight, to the feel of your hands around my neck, your carbon fiber-coated fists smashing into my solar plexus.
Who also voiced John Arbuckle.
Did you really think you could defeat me, wretched fool?
Let's see how many rules the send-off of the Arkham games version of Riddler follow. Yep. A few loose strands, but yes. He could use a shave. He has both glasses and goggles. After defeating Riddler, his hat and cane, we'll get to that later, show up in the evidence locker, meaning he had them with him. However, we never see him wear the hat, so no point. I like to think that this is what Riddler wears when he's building the death traps, and he didn't have enough time to put the suit on, so he just buttoned his shirt, combed his hair, and sent the message out to Batman. Anyway, he doesn't get the point. Let me tell you, I have spent hours looking for a Hawaiian shirt with question marks on it, and the only fruit that search bore was a remake of this shirt on Etsy for $300. I've gone on enough tangents this episode. He gets the point. Back to this pesky scenario. As I said, it doesn't show up until he's been beaten. And while we see it in promotional material, we never see him with it in-game. Also, Batman apparently went through Riddler's lair after beating him to find his hat and cane, so he could put them in the evidence locker, which doesn't seem like an amazing use of his time, but whatever. His robots, his mech, his traps, especially his lair, are riddled with them. It's either white or brown, so no. We never see this. The Riddler bots are not henchmen. Even Batman can control them. But Riddler finally does have a unique henchman group in the DLC. It's pretty lackluster, but it's green. When isn't he? He made a bunch of go-kart tracks, and he literally calls it a game.
You need help, Enigma.
I never need help with anything!
Definitely denying it.
Well done, Detective. When I tested that riddle on one of my childhood bullies, he simply could not solve it. Not even on pain of death.
This Riddler is like 40. And he tracked down a bully from like 30 years ago and made him do puzzles until he died. As always, he puts his entire plan on hold until you can solve a riddle.
No. You cheated. Catwoman cheated. She stole my victory from me.
A fight I couldn't win? That doesn't even fit your definition of playing fair.
Okay, I know I said I was done with the tangents, but Batman and Catwoman literally cheated. Batman would have died here, and then Catwoman showed up and ruined Riddler's plan that would have worked, so he is rightfully saying they cheated. The pattern of fake keys spells his name.
I'd just like to say what a novelty it's been constructing riddle chambers for 2 half-wits instead of 1. Why, that's practically a whole wit between you.
I won't be needing a lawyer, you jumped-up security guard.
I think this pack of atavistic idiots ain't no longer gonna be facing our inevitable the robots.
Ah, damn it! Useless hunk of dead metal. Do you want to become a semi-automated theme park mannequin? Because that's the fate in store for you.
Batman, Catwoman, the police, his own henchmen, his own robots. There isn't anyone he hasn't insulted. On every billboard in the city, no less.
Did you think I would just forget our last meeting, Dark Knight? You humiliated me. I know you will not beat me this time. It is utterly impossible. You cannot do it. I have won already.
This was revenge for City, which was revenge for Asylum. He did this on every screen in the city, several times. Make a fin company, buy a toy store, set up a robot factory and toy store, buy a sewer, set up racetracks and sewers, build a death trap for the city, put bombs in people's brains, call Catwoman, track Catwoman, call Batman, try and have him save Catwoman, try to kill him in a mech suit, have him solve 243 riddles for the city, try to kill him in a mech suit again. Did that in one take. He could have just stayed down there to plot another day.
Die, father! I mean, Batman!
You don't mistake the man you hate most for your father if you had a good childhood. Never hear about it in game. The father line is the only glimpse into his childhood. No mention of anything in this game, which is really a missed opportunity. I mean, there's got to be at least a handful of people who knew Eddie when he worked in the GCPD, and no one says anything about his spiral into madness. Not even Gordon, who might even have hired him. This is 10 years after he meets Batman. Pretty good. The only thing that really held this Riddler back was his casual attire. I know he's dressed like this to show his mental deterioration, and how he's at the end of his rope, dropping any pretense about being smarter at the end and just trying to kill Batman in a mech suit. But maybe he could have done this in the normal suits for the screens, trying to appear like he has things together, but when you see him in the mech suit at last, his suit is torn and dripping with oil, similar to how his outfit stains and tears on it now. If you feel I've made a mistake in my evaluation, or if a Riddler you'd like to see reviewed, please tell me. I might not get to him soon, but I plan on doing as many Riddlers as possible, so I will get to him eventually. Thank you for watching, and good vile.